What's up, YouTube? It is I, Chris. Yeah, it's just me. We're gonna do a little CAD work today. I made this beautiful box, beautiful bean footage right here that slides open like so, and it's got all the bits and bobs. But I think I can make it better. Keep looking at it like, I can make this lid slides open way too easily. I'd like to make a locking pin in there, like you get in there and it locks in place. I don't really like the triangles. I might come in there and just make them like half moons or maybe just rectangle them out. I don't know. I just kind of want to play around in CAD and make this better. So let's actually hop over to CAD. So right screen. So here we are in SolidWorks. And file, open recent. Let's see if it's in here. Wooden tile holder. There we go. Yep, there's a bunch of errors. Really, all I need to do is steal some settings out of here. Let me actually get centered up on here. That way y'all can hear me through the microphone. I actually might go wireless microphone. I have one for this. Excuse me. Let's see here. So I need to steal some settings here. Boss extrude, edit sketch. So I need to steal some settings. And I'm just going to take my camera on my phone and take a picture of those spaces. Yeah, you like that? I did all that myself. So magical. Yeah, I can make that a lot better. I can make this better. It doesn't need to be this complicated. So, exit, discard changes and exit. And let's go ahead and move back to my new. And let's go ahead and insert a new part. Oh, cancel. File, save to this PC. Board Games Bonsai. Look at that. So we're going to name this thing Wooden Tile Box version 3. Save. And we're going to insert a new part. And we're going to put this on. So this is going to be the tile holder base. Save. And put that on the top plane. Alright. Let me ponder the best way I want to do this. We can do some tomfoolery here in SolidWorks. Let's make a rectangle here. Boop, boop. And actually we need to base this rectangle on how much space we need for everything. So Control Z, let's grab one of these. Nope. Yep, that's actually did it. 6 sides. Inscribed. Boom. Boom. There we go. Let's do that. Okay, and then we need to draw a line from here to here. Boom. Nope. Control Z. S. I need a construction line. So from here to here. So that's going to be for this. I need the... Where's that center dot? Boom. Boom. Coinky dink. Oh, actually, Control Z. I need one of these corners. And this to be the quinky dink. There we go. And now we need to dimension this. And what is our dimension going to be? Since I'm just stealing it from the previous one. 26 millimeters. 26. Fully defined. And I need a number of rows. 2, 4, 6 rows. Oh, my nose. 6 rows. Okay. We're going to do linear sketch pattern. And we're going to pick this. And we're going to make 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll 30 millimeters for now. That's fine. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That makes 6. Don't have to fully define any of these things just yet. So the gap between these things will be 3 millimeters. Alright, so that takes care of each one of the little areas that holds the bits and bobs. And I kind of want to make... So one of the things that I didn't like about this... So if you can see this, so it is easy to get these things out, but I'd like there to be even easier. Like I'd like to be able to see this piece more. So what I'm going to do, instead of doing the sliding lid, I think I'm just going to do a lid that closes on top. Even though I did like this sliding lid. It serves no real purpose. And it actually takes up extra space because I can't just set this thing down. It just kind of does this because... I mean, I guess I can float it, and it's got this floating area, but yeah, I want to make it so you can see these better in these triangles. I don't like those little triangles. I don't know. It doesn't look very cool. Looks like a bunch of saw teeth. So let's see here. We need to build a box for this. How do we want to build this box? Excuse me. Well, we'll stick this anywhere, and we'll stick this anywhere. The start of the box begins. And from here to here, we'll do 3 millimeters. And from here to here, we're going to need more than 3 millimeters, because I need to make... Well, if I do a lid style box, do I really need to do that? These are all questions that I should be asking before I get this far. Okay. Alright, let's grab this and do one of these things. Just take a look here. Because what I could do is expose more of the sides. So let's make a construction line from here to here. And smart dimension here to here. And we'll do 1 millimeter lower. Or do we do 2 millimeters lower? That looks fine. The pieces would hang out quite a bit. Alright. And what else do we want to do here? We need to figure out what this... I should have that dimension actually saved. Oh, I don't. I didn't actually dimension that. At least not correctly. Okay. Okay. We can do 7 millimeters. We'll start there. It's going to be equal to whatever that one is. Alright. So we have that. Not bad. Not bad. And view orientation. So that's dimension. These are all dimensioned. So let's go ahead and what was the depth I used for this. And I'll just use the box for this. And of course, I got to take out a whole tower of pieces. Don't spill them everywhere. Okay. I picked a value of 89.62. 89.75. It's probably 90. It was actually a little bit much. Actually fit one more piece in there. So we'll just do 89 millimeters. So, feature, extrude. And we're going to do 89 millimeters. So that makes our fancy tray. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Oh, we forgot something. Edit sketch. Edit sketch. We need to put the notches. So let's do a center line. Boom. I guess I'll just go through the whole piece. Boom. And we'll make another center line through the center of this. Because what we're going to do is we'll put that same locking mechanism here. So this and this will be Quinky Dink. And what size did I pick for this? Oh, of course it's super tiny. Of course you're super tiny, you silly goosel. Oh. You know, I actually don't want it centered. What is that? Okay, there we go. So S and center line. Still need this center line. Whoa. There we go. Because the lid I'm making isn't actually going to be... It's actually going to be taller. Yeah. This is always the hard part with all this stuff. That's a little small. 3 millimeters? 4 millimeters? Yes. And we're going to 1.8. Nope. 0.2. And then shift this to this. And 5 millimeters. We'll do it right there for now. So we're offsetting this circle from the center. Think about it this way. When I build the box, the circle is going to, I need a gap here. So basically when two things mate, you don't want them pressing up against each other. There's no tolerance. So I'm leaving a 0.2 millimeter gap, but I'm also going to move the box to be 0.4 millimeters away total. So if you think about it this way, basically I'm leaving a little bit of interface space between the two objects, and the part that comes out here on the other one's going to be, you'll see. This is intentional, and why that circle is not perfectly there. I guess I can show you what's going to happen here. So basically, imagine another circle of the same size. So we'll put this here. And what do we do? 4 millimeters? So, and then this has to be 0.2 is from there. So basically, this is going to be able to come into here. That's why I did that. So the box is actually going to be, there's going to be a gap here, and this is going to be able to fit in there, and there's going to be a little bit of tolerance space. I really wish I could just make an oval, but you got to think of printability. So tired. So tired. Alright, I got that interface gap there. I got that interface gap there. And yes. So who dares? Oh, it's my turn in the board game land. Forgot to turn off my messages. Alright, so I have this one here, and we're going to mirror that entity. Boom. And we're going to mirror that about that little center line we made here. Boom. And look, now it's over here. Boom. Okay. Now we do this. That's what we wanted. Now we have this craziness. So this side of the box, let's sketch. And let's orientate this thing in a way that I like. And there we go. And I think I can click this button and there's an orientate button, isn't there? I don't know. And I have a sketch on that plane. And what I want to do is I need to be able to cover up these holes because the box can't go all the way through. So this side, I'm just going to take a rectangle and go boom and boom. Now this is the part that I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to do the triangle again, or do I want to do a curvy bit? What do I want to do to expose these edges here? I don't know. Let's see what a curve looks like. Let's put a random circle. Let's hit this button and do this. And no, it'd be easier if I just do this. So center line, boom, boom, circle, boom, and then escape this line to this point. Come on, give me the point. Come on. Come on. Or grab this line. Nope, can't grab that line. There we go. And Gwinky Dink. Alright. Well, I really should have... I mean, that works. So no matter what size I do, so if I dimension this and I do, as long as it's over 26, if I did like 28, okay, yeah, that works. All right, that did what I wanted to do. So let's do just 32. That should be fine. And then we will repeat that linear sketch pattern and this object 3, 4, 5, 6 and how big was this thing? Oh, it doesn't matter. 32, 30. As long as they're apart from each other for right now. Okay. And then I need to select this and this point and coincidence. There we go. Now they've all done the thing I want them to do. And feature and extrude boss base. And I do want it to include those little things here. And I only need it to be 3 millimeters. Alright, so that'll give me a rounded circle. That does look better. We will go with that. Look at that craziness. Kind of want to go a little lower though. Alright. Add a sketch. That means all I have to do is change this value to 30. Yep, that works. And boom. There we go. There we go. That's what we wanted. Alright, so now let's sketch on this plane. Why do you always rotate it that way, you silly goosel? Okay. And boom. And then what we want to do is click this and convert entities. Boom. Feature, extrude base. And 3 millimeters. Boom. There we go. We now have that part. Now, I need to add a little key here. And I can do that using a new tool that Grubby showed me. But what would be the best way? I just need like a little nubbins. And I'm going to put a receiver for that nubbins on the other object. So let's do some magic here. We will do a plane of reference geometry, and we will go the other direction. Where do I flip direction? And we want that to be, oh yeah, let's line this up so I can see it correctly. There we go. 0.5? No, we gotta go more than that. 0.8. 0.9. No, we'll do the 1. We'll do 1. We'll print it and see how it works. Okay. Boom. There's our plane we just made. Now we want to sketch on that plane. And we need to build a rectangle. well, we get the rib feature. So we're going to do line. Do line from here to here. Escape. And we will dimension this line from here to here. And we'll do, what, 4 millimeters? That's fine. And we'll do feature rib. And there we go. And 1 millimeter rib. I don't know, 1 millimeter is kind of tiny. We can do 2.5 millimeters. 2.5. All right. And that makes our little nubby, our little thing that's going to lock in there. I'll add some curves on there later, but for now that should work. But I will edit the sketch. I need to take into consideration. So 4 plus 1.25. There we go. And we'll do feature, fillet, and fillet. Look at that. Look at that. That's going to give us our little locking pin. Now, we need to repeat that on the other side. So we need to, let's see, I need to make a new reference geometry. New reference geometry, plane. We'll select this, and we'll select this. And boom. Now there's a plane here in the middle. And we will then use the mirror. There it is. And we're going to mirror this rib. Mirror face plane. And rib. And fillet. And we're going to, let's see. Oh, it did it. There it is. See, it already added it over here. And boom. There we go. Now we have the nubs on both sides. And if I change one, it'll change the other because they're mirrored. So that should make the thing. That should make the thing. I'm good with the words. Excuse me. All right. That should make the locking pin. So that way when I close the lid, the other thing will have a hole, like it'll have the keyhole, and that's the key. It'll lock in. All right. So far, so good. And we can leave this part. We will now make a lid for the box. And we'll do that using, all right, we'll use some mathematics here. So 26 millimeters. Hold on, let's look at this thing again. Edit sketch. 26 millimeters. All right, no one forget that. No one forget that it's 26 millimeters. Mostly me. And actually, we can make this smaller. That's way too big. So edit sketch. 5? 4? Is equal to this. And that's why we CAD this way. Because everything is correctly defined. I can just change values and things work. All right. So to make a lid, we'll leave this part here, and we'll make a new part. And we're going to call this tile holder lid. And we'll just use the base. We'll just use the base, because what we can do is we'll do offset entities, and we need that to be 0.4 millimeters. Boom. That 4 or 4? 0.4. There we go. Boom. And then we need to make a box. We need to make a box. Okay. So we'll click on that, offset entities, and we'll make that 3 millimeters. Boom. Oh yeah, we don't need one side of the box. Haha. Interesting. I don't need one side of the box. So that was incorrect. How do I have all these cool tools in my brain, but I don't know how to use them all? I guess I'm actually on the wrong plane for designing this box. Because really I need to make Okay. Yeah. I didn't think this through. Escape, and boom. Discard, change, and exit. Okay. We will... and that's mated to the bottom. Alright, let's do it from this side. Why do you always rotate in such a funny way? I drew you this way. Alright. Yep, this is the closed side. Alright, I need to make a lid. We'll just draw. And we don't care about how far we are. Oh yeah, I like how I'm not even showing you what I'm doing. Jeez Louise. I am horrible. I wish somebody was in chat to tell me that they weren't even seeing what was going on. They were just seeing my face. So all of this doesn't matter right now. We're just drawing a rough shape of this lid. That is a ugly lid. All right, so smart dimension, this point to this line needs to be, we'll do 26.4 millimeters. And this line, and this line. This line, wait, what's going on here? Why is that? Okay, hold on. This line and this line need to be collinear. And parallel. This line and this line need to be equal to each other. This line needs to be 3 millimeters. And then this line and this need to be 0.4 millimeters. And this also needs to be 0.4 millimeters. And this need to be 3 millimeters. Okay, we're getting there. All right. And I'm not going to draw the little key part yet, and you'll see why. So, feature, extrude boss base, and we'll pick the other direction. Actually, we don't even need to pick direction. Up to surface, here. Boom. And let's see, this is the side with the pin. So, sketch. And we'll draw a box. Feature, extrude boss base, and blind, and 3 millimeters. Boom. Alright, that part is done. Now we need to sketch and center line. There we go. And we need to put a circle here. And this circle needs to be this circle actually needs to be attached to here. No, get off the dimension tool. Boom, boom, quinky dink. And smart dimension. I made that one 2.5 millimeters. No, it's 4 millimeters, right? Yes. So I need to do 4 millimeters minus 0.2. And then I need to make a center line and coincidence. There we go. Itchy. Okay. Did I really want to make that quinky dink? I really need to move that up. Oh, I was supposed to go the other direction. Alright, I can fix that. Let me finish what I'm doing here. Oh, save to PC. Oh, cancel. Alright, let's finish what I'm doing here. features and extrude boss base. And we're going to go up to surface. Come on, can I grab that? Let me grab that. No. Erg. Oh, I know what to do. I need to do this and this. And ugh, I hate that I just can't grab that surface through there. Wait. That was so close. Yes. Okay, now let's go back to this. Yep, there we go. There we go. All right, and then I just need to make that key in there. Easy peasy. All right. So, what's the best way of making that key? I need a plane that bisects this. See, this is the part I didn't think about. This is the part I didn't think about. How do I make that key? This is where I need a person named Grubby to teach me how to do things. I need to make a notch here. Let's see here. I should have probably made a plane in the entire... Oh, see, that would have probably done it for me. I can still do it. Sorry, I got my Steam Deck over here. I had a bug with it. It didn't want to update, and then it's been all crashy. And I ran a command that was supposed to make it work better, and all it did was delete everything. So now I'm really pissed off at my Steam Deck. So it is not an out-of-box experience like a Nintendo Switch, which I have a Switch too. That thing works great. It doesn't just crash and doesn't just say can't update. Error. With no resolution. Like, error, can't update. It just stalls. Yeah, I need to figure out how I'm going to... How is me going to make the... These are all good questions. Well, before I do that, let's go back to the sketch. And let's go ahead and mirror entities, mirror this, and we're going to mirror that across this. And hit that, and boom. Now I have it on both sides. Yep, sure do. These are all things that I need to figure out. How do I make that key? I mean, I probably made that notch very wrong. Because it's what, this plane? This plane I used to make the rib. And that's the problem. I should have made that plane a global plane instead of making it a plane just in that part. Because then I can't use that plane to make my other end here. So I might have to do some backtracking here, which isn't going to be a huge problem. Not going to be a huge problem, but I'm going to leave this part. And there we go. We have our box. With a sliding lid, but I didn't build the lock right. So let's go back to this part. Edit component. And we used this plane that I designed to do that. I need a global plane. I need a plane that's Oh, I'm so oh, it's already 10 o'clock. Jeez Louise, I've been streaming for almost an hour and I'm already tired. I wouldn't be so tired. I would have started streaming sooner if my Steam Deck didn't have that bug. Well, I can get rid of all of that right there. See, it's gone. And I can make a global plane and then add the key and use that same plane to make. What's the best way? I thought I had it. I thought I had it, but in fact I did not. Man. All right, let's see if I can figure this out. Let's leave that there. Let's leave this part. Go back to my lid and figure out how I want to add. Yeah, I mean, really all it is a square notch, and I added 2 fillets too. So I can do that exact same thing to this. So let's add a plane feature. Add a plane. And we'll base it off of here. And opposite. Yeah, of course that's not a perfect. What would that number have been? Really shouldn't be doing it like this. This part is wrong. Yeah, because that should be 3 millimeters. Yep, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 is the edge. 8, 9. Oh, that's right. It should be 8.5 or 8.25. Because it was 4.5 or 4.25. So, boom, plane. That plane there doesn't really help me. Because I want to be able to cut straight down through the object from the center of it. Oh, man. I really want to take a rectangular. No, yeah, I'm wrong. I mean, it could work. But really what I could do is edit feature. And instead of that, we'll do 7. Boom. And we'll sketch on this plane. Yep. That's not much of a key, but you know what? It'll do just fine. So we'll do a little rectangle here. And Whoa, why is that? Why did that rectangle go there? Oh, try to base it off the... Okay. Okay, I'm lost. Where did we go? Okay, that's why. Okay. So... Center line... Where is... There we go. Endpoint? No. That doesn't make any sense. This dot and this. Coincident. Okay. And 3 millimeters. Ugh. Hate that my axis of rotation is so far away. Okay. Four? Nope. 4.5? I'm just winging it at this point. I'm honestly just winging it at this point. And this line and this line need to be... Sorry, this line and... Nope, get off of the dimension tool. Oh. Oh, I can't just select that line? You silly goosel. Okay, well, this line and this can be tangent. And this notch can be 2 millimeters. That'd be weird. That'd be half of it. 1 millimeter? 0.8? 0.6? That'll do. That'll do. And feature, extrude cut. And 4.5 millimeters. Yeah. Yep, that is right on there. That's a little long. 2.5. Boom. All right, and then we're gonna do fillet. And fillet. Mm-hmm. 0.8. Yeah, that works. Well, that was the very worst way possible of doing that. No, do not do what I was doing. All right, and reference geometry, plane. Boom, boom, boom. And then we're going to do a mirror. And mirror plane is going to be this new plane we added. And features to mirror is going to be this and this. Boom. Okay. I mean, I did it. I don't know if it's going to work. It's going to be a good test. But it's all there now. It's all there. I think Grubby told me if I did, is it this? And suppress. Oop. Cancel. All right. File, save. Save all. Oop. Unsuppress. Where is it? I don't remember how he showed me how to do it. Alright. Now we can add some fillets. Because we gotta add some filletos. I didn't even add any to this one. But this should work. This should work. So assembly features, fillet, and 3 millimeters. Boom. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, we make those rounded corners. And boom. That's really the only ones I wanted to do. Oh yeah, I had a little notch here. I could add a notch there, but we won't. We'll do a test print of this and see if it works out. That's it. That's all I want to do. We'll hit save. Save is done. I wish I could remember what he showed me to do to make it so it doesn't, so I can move it around. All right. Well then, we have now made another container to hold parts. Then it should lock, because I added a lock. Very badly. Alright, well thanks everyone for being here. We'll do another stream. Eventually, I'll probably do a game stream this weekend. I need a game more. I'm just mad at my Steam Deck for being stupid and deleting everything. All because it couldn't update, which is a dumb bug. Wait, why is it trying to take a screenshot? No, I didn't hit the screenshot button. There we go. Now my camera's more on me. Oh, all right. It is time for Chris to take a shower and go to bed and reinstall so many games on his Steam Deck because someone told them to run a command to fix the issue, and all the issue did was delete everything off the Steam Deck besides what was on my thumb drive or the SD card. So the SD card, you know, which has my emulators and emulation stuff, that worked great. But now all the customization I did, everything is gone. So I have to reinstall Ducky and plugins and all the games, like many, many gigabytes of games that were on there. So don't buy a Steam Deck. Really, it's not that good. I tried playing NBA Live 2K or NBA 2K 25 on it, and yeah, it says it's verified. It means nothing. It runs at like 40 to 25 frames per second at the worst quality, and it handles like poo. So, not a fan. But no, it's actually really good. It's just annoying right now. I'm more or less annoyed that everything got deleted off there, so every game, all the customization was gone. And it was just a simple command that was like, hey, this, you know, you research the topic, and they're like, yeah, this is the command you run. This helps you fix if you can't update. And all it did was force the thing to delete itself. And then it got stuck in updating. I'd actually force reboot it 3 times for it to get anywhere. So, yeah, that was annoying. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. We'll see you soon. Hopefully next time I figure out to not share the screen. So, all right, we'll catch you next time, and hopefully you have a wonderful weekend. Stay out of trouble, and yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Peace.